Debbie Mack here, and here are 10 of my favorite Hitchcock films. The 39 Steps. This is a classic Hitchcock tale from 1935, and it involves one of his favorite themes, the innocent man caught in a situation where he's forced to go on the run. He's wrongly accused and on the run, and at the same time he's trying to stop this secret spy ring from doing something. So it's highly suspenseful, and I love it. The Lady Vanishes. This is a really interesting one. This woman, Iris, goes on vacation and goes home on the train. And it does, I read the book, and it's funny how so much of the emphasis in the book was on the vacation, when really what happens is on the train. In any case, she goes on this train and meets somebody named Miss Froy, and it's this really nice old lady, and then Miss Froy just kind of disappears, and so Iris naturally asks about her, and everybody acts like, "What Miss Froy? Who are you talking about? There's nobody there with that name here." So it's kind of like everybody thinks she's crazy, and then she starts to wonder what's going on and if she's crazy, and it's highly suspenseful and weird, and so it's like a psychological thriller at the same time that it's a mystery. Who is this Miss Froy? Where is she? What's going on? It's really good. Foreign Correspondent from 1940. This one is really wild. Okay, Joel McCrea plays a foreign correspondent for a newspaper who goes to Europe to cover the war that is coming there. We know what war that is. And in 1938 to 40. So it's World War II, obviously. So he goes over there, and the first thing that happens to him, next thing he knows, there's this assassination that takes place right in front of him on these steps, and it's like this great umbrella scene where somebody's escaping. You see all these umbrellas being kind of moved around, and there's a great windmill scene. I mean, photographically, this movie is just spectacular in many ways. And so McCrea hooks up with this peace activist and George Sanders, who plays a British spy. But the thing of it is that it's so exciting, and the peace activist isn't really a peace activist. And nobody is who, well, I won't say nobody, but there are people who are what they seem in this movie. I don't want to spoil anything. I probably already have, but it's a great movie and so suspenseful. And apparently the scene at the end where the correspondent is talking on the radio and the London Blitz is taking place around him, apparently a real London Blitz took place after that scene. So it's just like, wow. I mean, there's like historic things in this. There's suspense, there's intrigue, there's spying, there's war, romance, there's a little bit of everything. One minor correction. The scene where they filmed the London Blitz was filmed after the real London Blitz. Sorry about that. Suspicion from 1941. In this one, Joan Fontaine plays a wealthy woman who meets Cary Grant on a train, and they sort of instantly fall in love, which seems to happen a lot in Hitchcock movies. A lot of this instant love stuff. Anyhow, they end up getting married, and he turns out to be kind of a deadbeat, and he has all these grand ideas for making money, and he also has a good friend played by Nigel Bruce, or Dr. Watson as I like to call him. Anyhow, Cary Grant, as time goes by during the movie, seems more and more suspicious, in the sense that you get the feeling that he might eventually want to kill his wife for her money, and yet Joan Fontaine stays with him, and even though she's aware that he's kind of a creep and a deadbeat and so on and so forth. I guess love conquers all, even the possibility that your husband might be trying to kill you. I don't know, but at some level this movie works. even though all those things seem to suggest Joan Fontaine's just an idiot or something. But it is highly suspenseful, and it's a fun movie to watch for that reason. And so it is one of my favorites. Saboteur. From 1942, Robert Cummings stars as, again, the guy falsely accused of something, and also dealing with Nazis and spies. He's on the run across the country, and he runs into all these oddball characters. And he also hooks up with this blonde, naturally, a Hitchcock blonde. And at first they despise one another, but then grow to love each other, of course. And it's highly suspenseful. It's one of those movies where Hitchcock got to show off by having somebody dangling from the Statue of Liberty. And that's a really exciting scene at the end. Shadow of a Doubt. This is one of my very favorite Hitchcock movies. From 1943, it involves Teresa Wright playing Charlotte, or Charlie, and this weird bond she feels with her Uncle Charlie. And Uncle Charlie comes to visit, and there's a little more to him than meets the eye. And I think what they deal with here in this movie is small towns and how there's more under the surface of placid small town than meets the eye. That's what really makes this movie. So I would highly recommend this one. Notorious from 1946. I like this one a lot, even though it's you have to kind of suspend your disbelief on a few things. What's her name? Ingrid Bergman plays this kind of party girl who gets involved with a federal agent who, they fall in love. There's a sexual tension there, but it's his job to enlist her to work for the government because her father was a spy or something, and she has to prove her loyalty or some such thing. So she goes off to Brazil at his insistence, or basically the government's insistence, and proceeds to seduce this Brazilian guy, or the head of a Brazilian Nazi ring, played by Claude Rains. And it's all for the good of her country, blah blah. And it's a very suspenseful movie. It really is a very suspenseful movie. I don't mean to downplay that part of it, because you're wondering if she's going to get caught, how much everybody knows, how they're going to react, and there's a MacGuffin, with MacGuffin being that thing that everybody wants. It really isn't the point of the movie. And, well, it's just an all-around great movie, despite the fact that some things are you have to take on faith. Strangers on a Train from 1951. Two guys on a train meet. One of them is a tennis player and the other is a lunatic. And the lunatic comes up with this idea of maybe they should both agree to kill people for one another. And the tennis player doesn't take any of it seriously. But apparently they've entered an agreement and he doesn't know it, because before you know it, his wife has been strangled. Uh-oh. And the lunatic is expecting payment in return. He's supposed to do the job of strangling his father, or killing his father, in whatever way. So, yeah. Okay. If you buy that, it's a cool movie and fun to watch. Rear Window from 1954. Beautiful color picture. Fantastic set. Jimmy Stewart plays this bored photographer who's got a broken leg and is confined to his house because of it. And he's a peeping Tom, basically. He keeps looking around into other people's houses, and he ends up seeing something that he probably shouldn't have seen, and starts doing some things that he probably shouldn't have done, and ends up in trouble because of it. But otherwise, if he didn't do it, you wouldn't have a movie, huh? So it is very suspenseful. It's got Grace Kelly in it, who's awesome. And what more can I say? It's just a great movie. And it tells you, don't ever get involved with your neighbors too much. Dial M for Murder, 1954. Ray Milland tries to kill his wife, Grace Kelly, through these clever means that he thinks will make it look like a burglar killed her. However, he's not nearly clever enough, and she ends up killing the burglar. And, at that point, Ray Milland kind of finds this way of pinning the murder on her instead, making her killing of the alleged burglar a murder, so that she ends up going to prison. And it's a very suspenseful movie. There's a love interest because, they develop into a love interest anyway. There's a friend of hers that Milland is suspicious of, and he has his own other reasons for wanting to kill her anyhow, and it's really good, so I highly recommend it.